There's a lot of people who are unhealthy who are rich. So it's tough to say because you could say, no, if I'm obese, I'm going to attract other people who are obese. Or if I'm an alcoholic, I'm going to attract other people who drink.
Alec Cheplak is a powerhouse entrepreneur in real estate, wellness, and marketing. From sobriety to scaling teams, he's built systems that change lives. Get ready to dive into risk, learning, and real growth.
I hate when rich people are freaking fat, dude.
My dad went through alcoholism for most of his adult life.
Do you feel like being in shape helps you get business?
I think the main reason it would is because other people would see something in you that they have in themselves.
Who are you? What the hell do you do?
I'm Alec Cheplak. I am co-founder of Cheplak Live Wellness and Cheplak Live Marketing and Media. I am one of the maybe a dozen Cheplak Live coaches within our community. Our main focus is to grow real estate teams and brokerages by recruiting more agents. We also help drive transactions for real estate teams as well. We have a wellness company, marketing company, media company, mortgage company, real estate platform company, events company. It all goes on, but at the end of the day, what we do is we help people create better experiences in their personal and professional lives through fitness and marketing.
Just to cut to the chase, what I like is I hate when rich people are freaking fat, dude. And that they don't, I'm just going to be straight up, when they don't prioritize that part of it. And it's, hey, be the best version. And you're like, eh. And I like that your brand's out there, you're crushing the personal brand, the business one, but you're fit, I don't know if it's, I guess your wife, your people in your ecosystem. I even see your dad. It's just cool, dude. It's cool to see.
Yeah, I think it's all legacy business for us first. So we had our series of misfortunate events. My dad went through alcoholism for most of his adult life. I went through 13 years sober from heroin addiction, over 6 years sober from alcoholism myself. And now I have long-term sustained sobriety. My 9-year-old son as a sober dad, I didn't have that at his age. So the fitness thing first started for us with sobriety. And then obviously it carries into other areas as well. Food addiction's a real thing. Comfort addiction's a real thing. Drug addiction, alcoholism, they're all real things. And I think what it is, we found what worked for us to replace our addictions with healthier or better option addictions. And so I don't think you ever are not an addict or never not seeking these things. We've just found healthier, more productive routes to do that. And so this worked for our life. Why not? Why would we not want other people to feel what we feel as well?
Yeah. Do you feel and this is a pointed question, but I believe it. But do you feel like being in shape and helps you get business and get you more attention?
Yes and no, because why would it? I think the main reason it would is because other people would see something in you that they have in themselves, or they would see something in you that they lack that they want. And right. Do I genuinely believe that if your fitness gets right, it positively impacts your business? Yeah. Is it a blanket statement? There's a lot of people who are unhealthy who are rich. So It's tough to say, because you could say, no, if I'm obese, I'm going to attract other people who are obese. Or if I'm an alcoholic, I'm going to attract other people who drink. I think really, generally speaking, there's a niche for every market. I do see a massive benefit in our business the more that we prioritize wellness and life. Sober is the new cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah. And as far as the marketing goes, you give away whatever keys you want, not give away whatever. I know that it's y'all's business.
I'll give it all away.
How are y'all getting so many leads, through emails and everything? You're getting everybody all these leads that most people pay tens of thousands of dollars for.
Yeah, this is the crazy part is you can build an audience, you can attract an audience, or you can buy an audience. So I think I'll just teach those 3 things right now, real quick. I have nothing wrong with buying an audience, because some big, beautiful businesses have been built off of leads they bought. That's okay. It's not inherently wrong or bad or worse. At the end of the day, profit is all that matters.
Yep.
So if you're buying leads, but you're profiting more than someone who's not buying leads, then obviously the buying the leads is working. But we get thousands of leads with $0 on ads. And so let's start with building an audience first. Is when someone asks if I can help grow their company, because marketing is universal. It's not just true for fitness. It's not just true for recruiting. It's not just true for consumers. It's all universal. We need to source a lead list first. So what I do is, for example, for a team leader who wants to recruit, is they source the MLS. You could pull the monthly list of agents in your market, and then you just start friend requesting them. You start following them. You can start cold emailing them and segmenting out a list to work up so you don't damage deliverability or sender reputation. That is a way to build an audience where you source it. For some companies, it's not that easy to source a lead list online. You know what I mean? And so maybe you might need to go through the contact list of your phone. Maybe you might need to go through old leads you have in your CRM, but they're not on your socials, and add them. But building an audience is real simple. You can send 20 plus friend requests per day from a list that you sourced wherever you've sourced it. Source the list and just straight up sending friend requests is a money-making activity. So that's building an audience. Attracting an audience is like what I'm doing right now. You invited me to speak on your podcast. You have your own audience. I'm a guest speaker. They'll see this. Some of them will like the Alec guy. Some of them will not like the Alec guy. The ones who like me will be in my audience now. Another good way to attract an audience is start a Facebook group. If you put your friends in there and there's good substance in there, they'll invite their friends. Now you're getting your friends' audience for free from podcasts and Facebook groups. You can buy an audience the traditional method of buying leads directly or paying for ads. We don't do that. I have bought my audience big time, though, a few different untraditional ways. I've paid money to sponsor other people's events and asked for the list of registrations for their events. I paid money to speak on other people's stages and used lead magnets and opt-in forms on stage to collect leads from the audience. I paid my own flights, my own hotel. I paid my way to speak for years before I ever collected a speaker fee. And then it took me 18 months to get 600 leads. And then I got over 3,000 leads the past 12 months. And so when you're doing these things, at first it feels like it never happens. And then it feels like it always happens all at once. So that was my long-winded response.
No, I love it. And I think people just don't take the action to do it. The first glimpse that I saw of it was about 15 years ago. I was an oil and gas guy, and I ended up being a vice president of the company. Long story short, I was on LinkedIn. I built a big audience by just requesting all the oil people, everybody I could find, because they put me in sales. And I was like, I don't want to go back to the field. So I just started adding everybody. And LinkedIn used to let you do it. There was no limit. Right? So you could just add thousands of people every day. And I've sold $60 million doing that, right? Just that on LinkedIn back then. And that gave me the idea that when you said that, I don't hear anybody say that. And on Facebook, I built my group doing that. It's just that is huge, dude. That is so huge.
Yeah, sending friend requests is a money-making activity. I'll give you an example if you're listening through the lens of a team leader and then maybe of an investor. This works for anything. The big question team leaders get from agents is, what's the split, right? And everyone's in a split battle, right? And you could be a team leader posting on Facebook that you have a 99% split to the agent and 1% to the leader. And if you don't have them on your friends list seeing it, they won't even sign up because no one sees it. And then for an investor, let's say you're giving away a property for $10, just something absurd, right?
Yeah.
But no one's on your friends list, then they won't see it. So no one will get it. So that's how important it is to send friend requests. It is a money-making activity.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I wanted to start a group this year, and that's all I did was just friend request everybody in real estate just for an experiment to see how quick I could grow the group. And just doing that activity, it was called Wholetails, and it's still there, but I wanted to get leads. I got tired of buying all the same leads everybody else got, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna build a group and I'm gonna pay for it because it's time, blah, blah, blah. And just the group fees alone made me $250,000, and all I did was send friend requests. That's it. So this is some game, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm coming out with a thing for real estate people soon, and the first month of it's just social media. And I don't have this big following, but everybody in my following buys.
Yeah.
Right? I think
That's
people
why I always
think you have to have these numbers.
Yeah, I always teach build the right audience, not necessarily the big audience. I'll give you an example because I coach people at scale with different industries, different offers, and also different following sizes. So I have one client who's a marketing client for the past year. She had 175,000 followers on Instagram when she hired me.
Yeah.
We changed her message and she lost 25,000 followers, but her income went up. And so the messaging, and then over the past year, we've taken her from 150,000. She's at almost 700,000 followers now because she doubled down on her message. But offering matters. So in her game, she's charging what? 600 per client per month, which is very low price. So you have to do mass volume to produce large amounts of money. I think her highest income month ever was 40,000 with that big of a following because of what your offer is. But when we're talking a team leader recruiting an agent, when we're talking you do a flip and you get 30K off one deal, We're talking these higher price point things. You don't need so many people. Like she only needs that many followers because her offer is a low price point. But if you're doing a higher ticket thing, do you need more than 5,000 leads? No. Like on Facebook, for example, the limit's 5,000 friends, okay? I work with team leaders that are at 10 agents and want to get to 30 agents. I work with ones that are 100 agents, want to get to 200, et cetera, et cetera. No one once has said, I want 5,000 agents.
Yep.
Like, I think the highest number of clients ever told me, because he's at 195 agents right now on his real estate team. He's like one of the top teams in the entire country that I coach. He wants to get to 300. So like, why would he need 100,000 followers if he only needs 300 agents?
Yeah, that's a good point, dude. And another reason I wanted to have you on here is because you have a different perspective. Now, I'm a broker, but I don't, like, the only retail I do is just stuff that I get that's listings. And I have some agents because they want to be on. That's not, main side of my business is like the investment side. And what I figured out the last few years, really the last couple of years, is I stopped paying for marketing, which is like this in my side of the world. They're like, dude, you're nuts. And what I did is I started telling people to send me their leads, and they did. So we got more leads than we could, like, and so if you look at get with the accountants, they're like, you're giving 50% away, but it's like our net income did that, right?
Profit is the only thing that matters.
Right.
Like, people want to talk all these crazy numbers. Did the profit go up or not?
And the reason is you're on the retail side. So what I tell, like, on the investment side, I'm like, we shouldn't be any different, right? Because a retail agent's bread and butter is referrals, right? It's referrals, and if they're a team leader, agents, etc.
I want to talk about the best referral strategy I've ever done in my entire life. So much to the point where it's one of my biggest 3 levers I'm using to grow my business over the next year.
Hell yeah.
I'm hosting 1 webinar per month. And I've done 2 the past 2 months. I've done a lot of webinars before, but the monthly, I've done 2 the past 2 months. I'm doing 1 per month for a total of 15 months, all with the exact same offer and title. It's all Be a Recruiting Magnet. So if you're hearing this as an outsider and you're like, how's this apply to me? Think principles and processes, not specifics. Be a Recruiting Magnet is my title because it's what my avatar wants. They want to recruit more agents. Then what you do is you bring on a guest speaker. So I have 15 of the top recruiters, top team leaders all over North America as my co-host, 1 per month. So what's happening is my perfect avatar is seeing me associated with their hero in the industry, right? Like the hero of whoever's the best at what they want to get better at. So that gives me association. That elevates my authority score. I'm giving them exactly what their greatest pain and solution is. And then I'm hosting the webinar on my link, on my landing page with my CRM and my tags. And then I provide the marketing content to my co-host. I tell them what to post, what to email. So now their audience is opting into my landing page, and I'm generating hundreds of leads per month from my co-hosts.
Hell yeah.
Like, my rolling 30-day new leads right now is, let me pull it up. I'm not going to exaggerate. Right here, homepage. My rolling 30 days is over 325 new leads on my rolling 30 days from this strategy with
That's
$0
awesome.
on ads.
And conversion's probably out the roof because the authority.
Insane. So now I'm getting hundreds of leads per month that I would not otherwise get from other people's audiences.
Yeah. And as far as that webinar you're doing, that's completely free.
Completely free.
Okay. And with it being free, are you getting a lot of that audience being like the non-action takers, or does it not matter because they're just like, it doesn't matter?
So I trust my message and I trust my funnel and I trust my system so much that it's not about, like, the message is so good and clear and the process is so good and clear that it's going to sift through, and the money's going to do what the money's going to do.
Yeah.
The P&L keeps going up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not even about, I need to cold call press this person. Bro, once they opt in, they get friend requested. They see me post 3 to 5 times a day. They opt into my next thing. They get emails 3 to 7 times a week. They get phone calls and video texts about whatever content they're already consuming. They get invited to the next thing. Like, it's so non-conversion based that they just raise their hand and ask to buy.
Yeah. That's badass, dude. I've actually been thinking about doing something similar. A mentor of mine that was in my space used to do it back in like the 80s, but not with obviously what we have now. He'd have a meetup and do the same kind of thing. And I've been trying to put that together. So that's cool you're doing that. I'm glad to hear that. And what I think people are missing out on, you talked about posting 3 to 5 times a day. And people are so scared to do that. What do I post? How do I do it? Oh.
Yeah, so I think that I don't know what to post is a lie, and I'm going to tell you why. I tell team leaders, if an agent came in your office right now with a problem, you wouldn't say, I don't know how to solve it. You'd solve it.
Yep.
Right? If you're an investor and a partner investor came with a problem on the property, you wouldn't say, I don't know what to say. You'd figure it out. And so the problem is that people are speaking one to many different than is when they speak one to one. And what I mean by that is Kanye West is a crazy person, but he's phenomenal. He's a legend. So whether you like him or not, he's done questionable things. He's one of the greatest marketers of our time, period. And in one of his songs, he said, I'm on TV talking like it's just you and me. And so all these little one-to-one problems people are having in their business with their conversion, with their sales, with painful clients, with painful agents, these are problems that they have because they have not moved that message forward one to many across multiple platforms, including email, social media, in your webinars, in your downloads. That's what I mean by I trust my message so much. It does the discovery for me. It does the pruning for me. It does the disqualification for me, so that by the time someone gets to conversion, like all of those problems and objections that would come up later and be headaches after the transaction are pre-solved. And what I mean by that is amateurs wait for objections to come up to solve the objections. Professionals handle the objections before they ever come up.
Yep.
And so when you don't know what to post, think back to the last text message from your favorite person who you do business with, and you write that post as if you're writing a text to that person.
Yep. Yeah, dude. People definitely overthink it. Legit. Like in my group, I'm like, what'd you do yesterday? What did you do? You just write it. Who cares what it sounds like? Take a picture. Take a picture of us right now. Who cares? What I was saying earlier is, like, on the retail side, they live on referrals. On the investment side, they live on PPL, PPC, right? And I'm like, if y'all can figure out how to use that as supplementary, like you double your income. Like double your income.
I mean, PPC is pay-per-click, and so they have those leads on a list, yeah?
Yeah.
So then why are every single one of those leads not on their friends list?
Yeah, they should be their audience, right?
You see what I mean? All you got to do is keep feeding them the content, because what happens is, I'll give you an example. I've been able to create a process and system where I can rig launches in my favor, where I never do a launch that gets less than hundreds of leads. And for some people, they do way more than that. For some people, they could never imagine doing that much. But for me, I just know if I launch a new offer, I'm likely to get 500 plus leads every time, okay?
Yep.
Now, part of that system, when I do it, is actually the experiential style content. It has nothing to do with business. I'll give you an example. I have this event post hype checklist. I typically launch new offers like a new lead magnet or a new webinar the day that I speak at a big event, because what I do is reality TV the week leading up to it. Like, I'll post my shoes that I'm going to wear that week, my shoe lineup, my bags are packed. I took the dogs to the dog hotel. I got my hair cut for the trip. On my way in the Uber X to the airport. And then I'm on the plane, take the selfie. Then the walk through my hotel room when I get there. It's reality TV with some commercials. And so people are like, oh, that's stupid. Oh, bro, this is what drives opt-ins. I'm telling you, because what happens is you think that you're posting such good value, and your most valuable post might be the one that gets the least eyeballs. But then you post something like, I forgot my wallet at home and now I'm rushing in a taxi to get my wallet and come back and run through the airport to catch my flight. I go and launch this download on stage at our annual Tahoe Mastermind, and 3 people pull me aside before I go on stage. They're not saying, your content's so good, you taught me so much. They're saying, dude, I'm so happy you made your flight and got your wallet. That's what people remember. And so a concept people need to understand is that information without a story is forgettable, and information with the story is unforgettable.
I love that. And it feels good too that people are actually paying attention, right? That's pretty cool. Like your content's getting to them. They feel like they like, know, and trust you. It's sales. So that's
Mm-hmm.
dope, dude. So I kind of want to pivot to one other thing before I let you go here in a little bit, but you get these agent teams of all sizes to grow, right? It doesn't matter what size they're, I'm sure, but how do you go in and how do you get them to multiply so fast?
Yeah, I'll just give you a quick rundown. It's literally everything I just taught you on our call, but all in a process.
Yeah.
They pull up their local market, their MLS, and they pull up agents in their actual area that if they recruited them, they could go to their office, basically, in driving distance of their office. Okay. And then they start friend requesting all of them. They start posting 3 to 5 times per day. They alternate between personal life content that has nothing to do with business, value give content, giving free advice, whatever you just told your favorite agent, tell it to your news feed, and proof of results, which can also be considered association and acknowledgments. So you always want to associate up and associate down on one specific topic. And what I mean by that is most people either have too many associations, so people are like they're finicky, they stand for nothing, or they have no associations and they don't know what you even do. And so the best associations I've found with winning and results that your audience wants is actually associating yourself with people ahead of you who are helping you, lifting you up where your information's coming from. You're basically riding their coattail of authority. And then the next one is to reach your hand down and lift up and spotlight the people who you're serving and helping. Agent acknowledgement posts crush. And the proper way to do an agent acknowledgement post would be to acknowledge the measurable result they got that your audience wants to get, to glorify the art of their behavior, which is who they are as a human, if they're married with kids, if they have family morals, how they treat other people, how they show up in the office, and then to glorify the science of their behavior, giving the actionable item steps that they did to get that result, so that you're demonstrating, one, I acknowledge my people, and other agents are saying, my leader never acknowledged me. Two, you're showing this agent getting a result when most agents are not getting a result in this market. And three, you're given the sauce, ABC, 1, 2, 3, how to do it. Now, every 6 to 10 posts in your news feed, you can do a call to action. And typically people conversion dump, join my team, join my team. What we do is a 4-step funnel. Each step of the funnel gets progressively harder to say yes to. It's a increasingly higher barrier of entry. A free download lead magnet is step 1 of your funnel. This is a 5 to 10 minute read document that solves the greatest pain and solution of your avatar. Within it, you comprise 3 to 5 processes, actions, or topics that would guarantee they get the result that they want. When you're explaining each of these 3 to 5 topics, it could be scheduling, it could be prospecting, it could be listings, it could be buyers. You go through the 4 steps to explanation for each of these 3 to 5 topics. Step 1, what is it? Step 2, why is it important? Step 3, what's involved? Step 4, how to do it. You can explain anything to anyone. And the biggest mistake that people make is assuming that what's normal to them is not excellence to others, meaning they've been a broker for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. An agent had their license for 2 years, and they think just because it's normal to me, everyone knows it. But really, you got to dumb it down and really explain it so people can consume it and retain it. That's your step 1 of your funnel. Step 2 is a webinar on the exact same topic of your download. And so what you do is you just take this 5 to 10 minute document, expand it in a 45 to 60 minute presentation. Step 3 of your funnel is a live in-person event. You can start small with team meetings, with call days, or go as big as the 300, 400 person recruiting events that I'm contracted to host, market, and speak at all over the country. And then step 4 is conversion. And so the reason there's 4 steps is because a free download is the lowest barrier of entry. I can read it in bed with my hair messed up in pajamas, and I don't have to schedule it. Then the webinar, I have to actually schedule in my calendar an hour and show up live, but I could still have my hair a mess, not drive to the office, not have dressed properly, my camera's off. Then going in person, now I have to actually get ready. I have to drive. I have to schedule out my day. And then the 4th one is you're asking me to marry you and join your team. So it's basically building your audience, sharing the right message in media, and doing a commercial for your 4-step funnel every 6 to 10 posts. That's how we grow real estate teams on repeat.
Dude, that is like so much value in an elevator pitch, and I appreciate the hell of it. Also, what people should realize is that can be transferred into so many businesses, if not all, right? Because we all
It's
need people,
universal, dude.
right? That is the game. So thanks again, dude, for jumping on here. I told you I'd get you in and out. Where can people find you?
Facebook, Alec Cheplak. My
All
first
right.
name's Alec, last name Cheplak.
Cool, dude. Appreciate the hell out of you. I know we follow each other already, just like your system, and it's good to actually get to talk to you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, bro. My bad. I just tried to get as much as I could in the short time we had.
I love it, dude. That's why I do 30 minutes because people start trailing off. I like to just go get the value. People that actually want value are gonna get it, and they just did. So thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah. So thank you. I appreciate you, bro.
Hell yeah. Keep kicking ass, dude.